live from the Harriton High School television studio, Rosemont, Pennsylvania. This is the Ram Report. Emily Wright and Michael James.
Hello, I'm Michael DeBaton.
Along with Emily Wright.
For today's Ram Report. 2 weeks ago, Harriton held the 3rd annual Made on the Mainline event in Narberth Park, where over 20 musical acts presented during the festival. For more on the story, we go to Max Harris.
Harriton Student Council hosted the 3rd annual Made on the Mainline Music Festival 2 weeks ago in Narberth Park. This festival was a great opportunity for student musicians who play all genres of music to perform in front of their peers.
Here's a demon in disguise. He ain't a man who shoots hell, ain't honest. It's like the buildings you told me not to be. I braved 100 storms to leave you. As hard as you try, no, I will never be knocked down. 100 million reasons to walk away.
Along with the music, several clubs set up a Made on the Mainline with games and prizes, and there was even a watermelon eating competition hosted by Student Council.
25 Rachel, get in there! Get your face in there!
Something was different about Made on the Mainline this year, though. Both Harriton Student Council and Lower Merion Student Council collaborated in setting up the event in order to promote unity between the two schools.
I just want to say this is the first year where Harriton and LM have directly collaborated, and that's really exciting. So we want to thank both schools for showing out and for braving the cold weather. And although we won't be here next year, I have good faith in the next officers, and we're so excited for the rest of the year to come. So thank you, guys.
For Harriton TV, I am Max Harris, and now back to the news desk.
Now to our exclusive report. HHS TV has confirmed that Harriton administrators directed Student Council to change Mr. Harriton's name. The new name would be gender nonspecific. Harriton administrators hope this will lead to the competition being more gender inclusive. This, according to multiple sources in council and the Harriton administrators.
According to a student council officer, administrators initially began discussing this change 3 months ago. Mr. Harriton is our school's most prominent tradition, fundraiser, and event. According to Mr. Ferguson, although the decision is not yet final, Harriton administrators have yet to hear any compelling arguments against the change.
Mr. Harriton was created in 2007 with the intent to ironically parody female beauty pageants. Harriton TV producer Sam Catania has been leading our reporting effort on this subject along with our entire team. We go live to him in the control room with details.
Thanks, Emily. We've now learned that girls have actually always been able to compete in Mr. Harriton. According to an email sent out by Ms. Marcuson on Tuesday, all juniors and seniors are allowed to compete regardless of gender. But in the competition's 11 years of existence, no girl has ever competed. Administrators believe the name acts as a deterrent to females who may wish to try out, according to a council spokesperson. Initial reactions by many students to the change have been negative. We talked to one of the presidents of Harriton's Gender Sexuality Alliance to get their view on the changes. Lindsay Sayer has been co-president of the Gender and Sexuality Alliance, GSA, for the past 3 years. She is opposed to the change because she believes females should not be allowed to compete in the competition in the first place. She said Mr. Harriton isn't like a typical talent show. Quote, "It's supposed to make fun of beauty pageants. If people who could legitimately be in beauty pageants were in the show, then the whole narrative would be lost." She added that she doesn't believe the show is excluding any specific group. National legislation known as Title IX guarantees that all genders are allowed to compete in events like Mr. Harriton. However, the regulation does not guarantee that a school must promote that fact, nor that they must fill specific gender-based quotas. According to a council officer who wished not to be named for this story, all 5 student council officers oppose the proposed changes. Harriton TV has not independently confirmed the opinions of every officer. Within 3 months of receiving the directive to change the show's name, at least one of the officers formally met with administrators to discuss the change. They told us that they and the other officers are working to keep the culture of the event alive while also increasing its inclusivity. According to Mr. Ferguson, LMSD will be bringing in a gender specialist from the University of Pennsylvania to help facilitate conversations surrounding the name change. The change came with the support of Assistant Superintendent and former Harriton Principal Dr. Eveslog, who has pushed for Mr. Harriton to change names for years, according to sources. Dr. Eveslog could not be reached for comment. The event has become a cornerstone of school spirit and culture at Harriton High School. According to a former student, quote, "Harriton has very few traditions that have lasted since the school moved into its new building," he said. "Certainly, of the few that have remained, Mr. Harriton is the most prominent." Changing the title of the show could be seen as jeopardizing the show's connection with the past and blurring its original anti-misogynistic message. Blurring the original anti-misogynistic message. I'm sorry. Lindsay, could you hold this, please? Thank you. I'm sorry, guys. All right, blurring the original anti-misogynistic message it carried. That's all I have on the story for now. Reporting from the control room, I am Sam Catania. Now back to the news desk.
Thanks, Sam. Mr. Ferguson directed Harriton TV members to Principal Mr. Weinstein and Assistant Superintendent Dr. Eveslog for more information. Mr. Weinstein gave similar remarks to Mr. Ferguson. Harriton TV will keep you up to date on social media and the latest regarding this story. In just an hour or so, we will have an article posted to the Harriton TV Facebook page with additional information. Sam will be interviewing Mr. Weinstein this afternoon. Again, we have all this information on our social media channels.
The midterm elections will be held in just 4 days. Harriton TV will be live streaming election coverage on Facebook starting when polls begin to close on Tuesday. Make sure to tune in. That'll be all for today's RAM Report. Signing off, this is Emily Wright.
And Michael DeBatton.
From all of us here at Harriton TV, thanks for watching the RAM Report.